I usually talk about watches on this channel, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I just didn't really feel like it today. With everything that's going on right now, I thought maybe the best thing I could do is just talk to you guys. Maybe get to know each other a little bit better and, I don't know, do something a little more important than speculate on what the next Rolex watch might be coming out or if that bubble is ever going to burst. So some stuff is going on in the world right now, some pretty crazy stuff. And if you've been following it, they're telling you to not panic and everything's under control and don't be scared. But I'm gonna tell you the truth, I am scared. I'm scared for my wife, who I love more than I could ever express, and for my family and my friends. I'm scared for all of you guys, many of whom I have actually come to consider friends. I'm scared for the people that are working on the front lines, for all the people in the world right now that need some help, and for everyone that shares in this human experience with me. I'm gonna hope for the best, but I'm sure that we're gonna come out of this on the other side with some changes. That said, let's talk about some other stuff. What are some things about me that maybe you don't know? Well, like I said, I am married. I've met my wife, I don't know, probably 23 or 24 years ago, and every day since then has been an absolute blessing. It's pretty uncommon to start dating someone in your late teens, stay with them, and absolutely never look back. But when it's perfect, you don't let it go, and I've known my entire life that this relationship is the only truly smart thing that I have ever done. Now I have, however, made some mistakes, plenty of them. Some things I do regret, things like not taking education seriously enough when I was younger, or maybe working a little harder than I did when I had good opportunities. But I try to not blame myself too much. I've had some serious challenges in my life, some of which I still haven't overcome. I have started to realize that those challenges only get more difficult to overcome as time goes by, and things seemed easier in the past than they do today, but I guess that's just a side effect of getting older. But hey, let's not let this get to be too much of a downer. Things certainly aren't all that bad. Something interesting about me that you might not know is that I've always enjoyed learning about new things. When I was quite young, I found an interest in computer technology. I taught myself computer programming, and for many years, my profession was software development and then website design. Also, while I'm not super talented at it, I've always had an interest in making music, and I've played guitar and keyboards to a lesser extent on and off over the years. I've been a lifelong collector of many different things, with watches obviously being the most recent obsession. And I've probably had another half dozen or so major interests that I've dove into over the course of my life. Now, the time that I have spent learning about things, studying different hobbies and interests, and sharing those things with other people has been some of the most favorite times of my life. As far as work and a career goes, which is something that people that watch my videos have asked me about over the years, no, I don't really do computer work anymore. It's been a while, but I used to do independent contracting, and while it was an okay way to make a living, it really no longer was fun or interesting to constantly relearn and keep up with new technology every single year. I sort of lost the passion for it. On top of that, as different products and services made things like building websites more affordable and easier, the need for what I could do became less valuable. And the option was to either adapt or move on. So I chose to move on, and I started a YouTube channel. So not exactly the best idea, by the way. I'm sure some people do quite well with their YouTube careers, but suffice to say, I don't exactly make a killing. It's pretty big pay cut from being a computer programmer back in the day, but I am happier, and that does have value. Fortunately, I do have the support of my wife. We live as simply as we can, and we make ends meet, so I really can't complain. So what else? Well, I enjoy movies a lot. That's one of my favorite things, and one of my favorite movies was the basis for the name of my YouTube channel. I've been asked what the JustBlueFish name means, and it's actually a reference to the movie Jaws. There's a scene in the sequel where Chief Brody thinks that he sees a shark in the water, and after a moment of complete and utter chaos, an onlooker shouts, "It's just bluefish, Chief. It's just a school of bluefish." Now, it's not a very significant scene in the movie, but when I was making this channel, I was watching that movie, and somehow that just became the name. Now, maybe I should do a list of some of my favorite watches from movies for an upcoming video. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of that idea. The last thing I think I'll share today is that while I don't know what's in store for us tomorrow, and life always hasn't been perfect leading up to today, I am very grateful for the life that I've been given and for the things that I've been able to do with it. I said at the beginning of this message that I am scared, but I don't look at being fearful as a weakness or something to feel ashamed of. It makes me realize how important this life is and how lucky I am to have the people that I have in my life. Now, I hope, if nothing else, this message inspires you to reflect on what's important to you and to take a moment to appreciate the good things, because regardless of what's going on in the world right now, everything can change in the blink of an eye, and even if it doesn't, our time here is limited. So be good to each other, and oh yeah, wash your hands.